Hi, I'm Karen.
Karen, nice to meet you. Hey, how are you? All right, I'm Keith Simon. I'm operations manager of the station. This is Robert Bruce. He's program director of classical KCME radio. And Bernie Brink, he's program director of our jazz station. We're a classical and jazz station together here in this building. Bless you.
I love jazz.
Yeah, well, great.
That is so cool.
Great. So, great.
Jazz hands.
Yeah,
Right?
Get over yourself.
So who are the, or what is your title? I mean, your designation as associate?
Karen.
We're mentors.
Managers? Mentors, okay.
Mentors to these fine people.
Excellent, excellent. Okay.
Her and then him.
Believe it or not, I'm a
Mentor.
No, he's one of
Mentor. Oh, okay, okay. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna split up into 3 groups.
Can you go to jazz?
Well, what's gonna happen is each group is gonna get a talk about the classical station, and a talk about the jazz station with Bernie. And I will give you also a tour of the whole facility, and I'll show you everything.
Sweet. That's cool.
And we'll also take your questions as well. So, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we can just talk about.
How cool do you feel that you're a radio station?
That's awesome. No, really. We all
No, I'm not even being sarcastic. It is really awesome.
No, we all do this because we love it. It's not like we're going to make any money off of it.
Well, I mean,
I've got one question.
Sure.
Do we have a safe place so we can lay a drink down? Because I don't want anybody carrying drinks around electronics.
Tell you what, we're not going to
controlled
bring drinks into the studios. How about that? And there are 3 studios.
Okay.
And it's pretty obvious what the studios are. There's a big control board in each one of them. Actually, one of the studios is occupied right now. So yeah, we can be mindful of people holding drinks. Just don't go near the board.
I only see one right now, so it's not
I'm
going to be.
finishing right now, so I'm chill.
We had an incident about 6 months
Like
ago where
overreacting because I
someone spilt water on one of the boards, and we had to send it off to get repaired.
Oh, jeez.
And that was
Those jazz
very
guys,
pricey
wasn't it?
repair, man. That was. Yeah.
No, actually, it was on the classical side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it empty? Oh, it's empty, so that's
Well,
cool.
you finish it up because I didn't even bother.
And thankfully, it was water, and not like Pepsi or something like that.
No,
I can toss that.
No, I would
no,
keep
it's
it.
reusable.
It's a reusable cup.
Okay.
Get right here, and then I'll carry it for you.
Well,
That way you don't lose it.
would each mentor like to?
Yeah, I guess.
We'll take our own group.
Yeah.
See, I know
How many do we
you.
have?
I know
1,
you
2,
better
3,
than that. You lose everything,
4,
Michelle. You're right, I
4,
do.
5,
I
6,
do lose
7, 8,
everything.
9,
They don't
10,
lose you.
12. So we're looking at what is it? 4, 4 groups.
I like
So
jazz.
3
Jazz
groups
is
of
nice.
5
Put your
people.
sleep
It's
on?
relaxing.
You put
4
your
of the
sleep.
clients and 1.
A little bit.
Oh, all right. Three groups of
Massage
five.
music.
If you got scissors, we can split somebody in half.
We're essentially looking at what 5 people per group, which is
Okay, the
perfect.
top half of me go to jazz and the other half
Let's
to
listen.
Oh,
We're
big
gonna do 3
question.
groups.
Have any of you ever been to a radio station before?
No.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, all right.
You haven't?
I have a friend back here that's
Who's
quite
Katie?
knowledgeable, and he was giving us a lot of information
Mhm.
about
Very
radio
cool.
stations.
Very cool.
Really?
My mom used to work at KRDO.
Well, then he can run the tour.
He can run the
His
tour.
name is Daniel.
Okay,
Daniel?
can you run the tour?
He's kind of shy, but he does have a lot of information that he was telling us in the van.
Well, very
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Tell you what, let's get you out of the sunshine. We can
Yeah.
come inside here and split up, all right? So just follow us.
I hope I didn't embarrass you.
You embarrassed me though. What the heck?
I don't worry about embarrassing you.
Oh, I don't worry about that
Yeah.
either. He's the one that farts.
Oh,
Tom,
wow.
Yeah,
Tom,
literally.
him. He's the one that farts. So in these enclosed spaces.
He's just the troublemaker.
Make everybody smelly trouble.
Come on. Yeah. Watch your step.
And as you can tell, we're packed in here pretty much. 2 stations, and it's not a whole lot to play with. I tell you what, do you want to take your 4 folks and Bernie will take you to the jazz studio and give you a talk?
Let's just stay in our own groups that we came with, right?
Yeah, that sounds like a great
Okay.
idea. And the second,
Okay.
Karen, come over here with me. Karen,
Stephen, follow Bernie.
and
all the way to the back.
Tanya, I love
Yes.
name tags. I'm so good. I'm Keith. Nice to meet you. Would you like to take your 4 and Robert can give you guys a talk about the classical side.
I do have 5, but yes,
Oh, you have
that would
5?
be
Okay.
awesome. I am
Okay.
classical.
And Robert, that's Robert Bruce, and he can
Classical
talk to you.
issue.
This is Tanya.
Okay.
Hi, Tanya.
These are my people.
Hi.
Over here. Over here.
Okay.
We're with you.
All
Let's
right.
get
Good.
them inside.
So Robert, how about a conference room? Do you think that would work?
You're very classical.
Conference room is fine,
Okay, and I'll take and I'll just give a studio tour,
and then I'll probably want
and we'll just
to end up in the library, but that's
okay.
okay.
All right.
Or even talk about the library. I don't know.
You take Tom and we'll
Oh, you
go
can
with
talk about the library.
All right.
classical.
All right.
We'll overlap.
We will, we
Overlap
will.
is a good thing.
Okay.
So
We all get along, so yeah.
So Tanya's group.
Tom,
Tiny's group.
it's like my wife. She has all that stuff hanging around her neck. She's a counselor.
Ryan. Well, she's doing her chocolate one here.
Ooh, we're gonna have a conference.
We're gonna have a conference at the conference.
Hi, you're social worker, I didn't know that. Huh? You're social worker?
Fine.
Today, I guess.
You guys can all sit if you want. I mean, I'm just gonna talk for a while.
Please do.
Yes, I shall.
Can we use the boards or pictures?
No,
I didn't
just
bring
come
any
on.
pictures, no.
You
I'm
can
afraid.
draw for us.
So,
Come and sit.
Tyler, come over, you go to the top of the, you go to the head table. You're recording, let's do this.
You're in charge.
all right.
He's in charge.
So how are we all doing today?
Good.
I'm good. All
Glad
right.
to be here.
Okay. Okay. Well, as you heard, my name is Robert. You can call me Robert. I'm program director for classical KCME here. This facility does house 2 different radio stations, as you've been told, the classical side and the jazz side. So, radio, how many of you people listen to the radio? I guess you all do. You don't, huh? No radio?
She listens to her CDs.
CDs? Okay, well that was my next
She
question.
has preferences.
Okay, well we all do. We all do, that's good.
That's good to have.
And you?
I can do all kind of radio.
All kinds of things. All right. Okay. So you listen to radio, so you know. Okay. So that's what we're doing. So CDs. Does anybody do any kind of streaming or anything like that these days? Do you do that too? Yeah. All right. That's the big thing now, right? Yeah. All right.
Now everyone did a podcast.
And podcasts. Absolutely.
When we listen on the
YouTube.
radio, I do
Nowadays.
streaming, and if I have streaming on radio, then I listen to it. But listening on radio, I go to streaming sites and listen to it through YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. YouTube. Right. All right. So radio's kind of old-fashioned. Been around for a long time. We still go out over the airwaves, and people have to tune into us. Question?
It's not old fashioned, it's classic.
What's that?
It's retro. Classic radio.
Oh, retro.
Yeah, that's how you kids like it. You call it retro.
Retro,
Somebody
I
else
see.
figure
All
out.
right, all right, retro. That's fine. Well, we have a lot of people who have been listening to us for many, many years. So I am the program director for classical KCME. Now, how many people here listen to classical music? Whew. Again, you're the only holdout, huh? What kind of music do you like?
Like any
Broadway.
chill and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Musicals.
Broadway music.
Oh, really? Broadway musicals? Oh,
Yeah.
all
I know
right.
it's
You
not
know
too-
what?
It's really good.
Classical KCME does have a Broadway musical program.
What?
Yes,
Really?
we do.
What channel is that? It's,
It's called Broadway Rhythm, Sundays at 8 p.m.
oh.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got her attention.
Yeah, okay. we include kind of sneak in Broadway every once in a while because there's a lot of good music on Broadway. So
It is.
So classical music. When I say classical music to you, how what do you think of as classical music? I mean, we've already talked about Broadway, and I said that's on the air.
All kinds of different music.
All kinds of different music.
Instrumental.
Yeah, it's neutral.
Instrumental.
Instrumental, yes.
Uh-huh.
Instrumental like orchestras and stuff.
Orchestra, right? Okay. How about piano?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
And
it's
violin,
all-
I love violin.
Violin, sure.
Piano, violin, and like classical. I love the saxophone, honestly. That's my
The
favorite
saxophone.
one. My
That's
favorite
gonna be
one.
more in the jazz.
That's
one.
Yeah,
jazz,
that's-
right?
yeah,
You're a
yeah.
jazz person, right?
Yeah, I know, but there are songs that are strictly piano, violin, and keyboard. You know, like just,
Right, that's just it. Classical music. Sorry
it
about
could be.
the
There's a
fly.
lot of things. It's probably just on your
I
note.
do play the piano though.
You play the piano?
Yeah, I have it in my house.
Wow.
You're amazing.
Well, good for you. That's great.
Yeah.
That's really good talent.
So classical music consists of most people think an orchestra, a symphony orchestra first.
Yes.
But you can have smaller ensembles, everything from, like you were saying, a violin and piano, to small groups of strings, maybe a string quartet,
Strings.
wind ensembles,
Yeah.
piano solo,
Clarinet, you know?
clarinet,
There's
of
all those
course.
blowing joints.
Clarinet, oboe, bassoon. Yeah, classical music takes, and then we're only talking instrumental, but there's a lot of vocal music in classical music too.
Oh yeah.
Everything from songs to opera
Or like
and choral
hymns
hymns,
and,
right. We have a couple of music of faith and inspiration and choral splendor, which will play a lot of exactly that kind of sacred choral music.
Perfect.
Of course, we play opera quite a bit. We broadcast the Metropolitan Opera every week.
And in Colorado, there's a lot of Native American type, like classical, like before before we took apart the country and started to rebuild differently.
Well, okay, I wouldn't probably
Like Native American music.
well, that's more folk oriented.
Oh.
That's more traditional, you know, something
Well,
with
this is
a
vocal.
culture, you know, kind of an individual culture, like you think of Chinese or Japanese no theater or music associated with a particular culture. And that's what Native American music would be. Or even traditional songs that we used to sing, you know, a century or two ago in churches and things, you know, traditional folk music. So, as program director, now you'll be talking to Bernie a little bit. The two stations are set up quite a bit differently, so Bernie and I do our jobs a little bit differently. I'm basically responsible for everything that goes out over the air on classical KCME, including all the music, including everything we say, and how the hosts present the music.
Broadcasting.
Yeah, right. So I oversee all of that.
Is your voice on the radio too?
Yes, I am on the radio too. And so is Keith, and so is Bernie.
Really cool.
Yeah, you had a little bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, believe me, everybody who works at KCME or Jazz 93.5 wears many hats.
How many people hear your voice daily?
Daily?
How many people hear your voice daily?
Oh, how many people? That is a number I probably couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you how many given number of people we have.
Too
listening
many.
at any-
So you don't know how many people are listening to
It's a lot of power.
Well, it depends on how many people are tuned in and how they're listening, and very often people tune in for just a few minutes, like
But
when
you
they're in
can
the car.
tell how many people are listening at any given time.
Well, we can. We have ways to measure that.
Yeah.
But
You can tell the broadcast. You can't like spot people, but you can tell how many people are picking up the frequency.
yeah.
Kind of.
But that's more. Those are statistics for management. I don't deal with that.
Well, I think we're the manager.
Stephanie not here right now. She had another event she had to be to this
Oh,
morning. But
okay.
yeah, she might be here before you folks leave.
Okay.
Because she would like to meet you all.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I do. I also all of the hosts. Now there are 11 hosts on KCME. That is 11 different people who actually go on the air and present the
I think
music
we're like three.
at different.
11.
Huh?
I think we're like three because there are only three.
No. We all come in at different times. Nothing is actually live anymore, and you'll see that when we get into the studio.
Oh.
Everything is pre-recorded.
Well, you got it for legal reasons.
Everything is pre-recorded. We have what?
You got it for legal reasons. You can't. I mean, you go on the air. That's maybe questionable.
Well, that's
On accident. Or on
okay.
purpose.
Yeah, it's true, but that's not what we're talking about right now. I mean, there are certain things we can't say on the air. Yes, of course, but what I'm simply saying is that there are 11 hosts on KCME, all of whom come in at different times, record their shifts on the air. All the hosts program their own music, choose the music they're going to play, and present that music for their shifts, whether it's 2 hours or 4 hours or a special program. So, and I also have to manage all the hosts as well. I have monthly meetings.
You make schedules?
Schedules, yes, programming schedules to meet with all the hosts, and yeah. So, like I said, we all wear many hats. So, any questions so far about what goes into the making of a classical radio station? Because what I'd like to do now is take you all back to the CD library. Now you all know, you all got CDs, right?
Yes.
I know. Yeah, all right.
I have records.
You have to record everything.
Really? LPs, huh?
She's an old.
Oh,
she's
stop.
Old.
Oh, stop.
I'm older than her. What are you whining
Hey,
about?
you know what? I hear LPs are coming back. Talk about retro.
They are.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
But
That's
that's a
why.
great way to listen to classical music is on the record.
Well, yeah, a lot of people prefer
Oh,
record.
the
My
phone.
Nana
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So what I'd like to do now is I'll take you back into the CD library for the classical music, and I'll talk a little bit about the music and the composers and what all goes into being discussed when it comes to getting music on the air, all right? So, just go on out the door there.
Thank you. We're in the middle of you, behind you. Really, two times. Yeah, ladies. Let's get to the woods. You take a picture.
I got a video.
Of all the back.
It's pretty cool.
She did very well, yes.
I wish someone, okay, so it's just gonna be with me.
It's going to be
Okay, great, thank you. Thanks for letting me know.
Oh, hello. I love this collection.
Okay.
Amazing.
So this is the KCME Classical Music Library. These are the CDs in the Classical Music Library.
That's a good one.
This is all classical. You'll see jazz when Bernie takes you around. Jazz is in there. So everything is, if you look
all
closely at
labeled
each
by
of the
number.
CDs, yep, you'll see there's a little
All numbers on the sides.
letters and numbers on there. That's how they're cataloged. They're cataloged by label, and then an accession number on each label. So
What if a letter's missing? Then that music's okay?
It means it's in use.
you should have letters.
No, but they're not in order. They're missing numbers. Well, like there's
Oh.
no two between these. There should be.
You're right. That is gone. That's been taken out.
Is that the mean they're using it, or does that mean what?
No, it's been removed from the library.
Can we sneak by around?
Yep, we're gonna have this group sneak by.
We're gonna have to.
So if you want to
Why
scooch
would
over
they get
some,
removed from the library?
well, various reasons. Either they got damaged, or they were something we were never going to play. It just wasn't a really good performance.
Do you keep a record of how many times this one's been played, this one's been played?
Yes, we do.
This year?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
You like Mahler?
Mm-hmm.
I like Mahler too. All right, so the whole collection goes all around here.
Wow.
And then down to that catalog, that shelf, and then into that corner there.
Wow.
So every one of these CDs now and is cataloged in a system we call Music Librarian. It's actually an automated system. And Music Librarian is what people use to program the music they want to play on the air. You go into Music Librarian, you find a composer you like. Name me a composer. Tchaikovsky. You want to play something by Tchaikovsky, so you bring up Tchaikovsky. What do you want to play? Do you want to play orchestral music? You want to play Beethoven?
Mozart. Are
Mozart.
you still listing names now?
That's right.
Okay.
You want to play orchestral music? Do you want to play piano piece? Do you want to play chamber music? Do you want to play opera? What do you want to play? You can search that way. Search by the composer name.
No.
Search by the type of music. Search by something that hasn't been played in a while.
Are
Yeah.
these all English performers, or some in different languages?
There's a lot of different languages.
If it's opera, it's gonna be.
It's in so many
It could be in
languages.
German. It could be in.
That's right.
Could be
No.
in Russian. It could be
A
in
lot
anything.
of what's in Music Librarian is in the original language. We have Italian,
These are all
German,
English, though,
French.
True.
Yeah, this is
True, it's all
everything.
English.
No.
This is everything.
From around the world.
See, this is that gets into a very
Yeah, this
a
is
very
cool.
interesting other aspect of knowing and programming and talking about classical music is you need to know these foreign languages. You need to know how to pronounce them, and sometimes you even know what you're saying in those languages.
Of course.
So
That's a good one.
this is something that every single host has to take into consideration when they do their programming and when they go into the studio to what we call track. Their shift is when they're recording everything, talking about the music that they're going to be playing and presenting what we call traffic as well, because there's a lot of business that goes on the air. We talk about local sponsors, we talk about local events, we talk about things that are going on in this town and other places. So all of this has to be incorporated into an hour of programming, and all the hosts accommodate all that in any given hour. So, any questions about what's back here?
What does it mean when the back has like dots on it?
The red dots.
Try
Question. We do not play CDs anymore.
Yeah.
We do not physically take a CD into the studio and play the disc.
What yours?
Everything is digitized. Every single piece on every single CD is digitized as we need it and sits on a server right back here. So when hosts track their shift, everything they're tracking is digitized. All the music they're playing is digitized. Everything is digital, and that way
So why do
everything
you
is
keep all
automated.
these CDs?
We keep them, number one, because not everything is ripped. Not all of these CDs. Some of these CDs might have up to 20 different pieces on it.
Yeah.
So we'll rip half of them
Yeah.
because they get programmed. The other half might not be ripped yet. That's what the red dots are.
So you
when they've been
constantly-
ripped, I notate them. I'm also the librarian.
Oh.
I notate them so that I know this particular performance of this piece on this disc has been ripped and is digitized.
And that's the dots.
That's what the red dot means.
What does the blue dot mean?
Blue dot?
Are there other colors, or is
No.
it only red dots?
Shouldn't be. Red dots on the back is just means, yeah. The other reason we keep the CDs, even if a whole CD has been ripped, is because there are in each of those CDs program notes. There's booklets, you know?
Yeah, there are, and there are
And
notes and
that
sides.
is very pertinent information that all of the hosts still want to be able to have access to so that they can talk about a particular performer or a particular recording when they program that music. So we had thought for some time about, putting all these CDs in storage, and all the hosts and myself just said, absolutely not. They need to stay right here on site.
Okay.
Well, something I learned at a previous radio station that was nothing like that. I actually wasn't a big fan of what they were playing, but they had records that they were not allowed to throw away
Mm-hmm.
because it was against the law.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, they don't play the records.
Oh,
They're
radio
actual
station
vinyl
law?
records,
Well,
but they couldn't get
There
rid of
is
them.
there is an element, those records may have been donated to the station, and they are obligated to keep them for a certain amount of time, but I think after that time expires, we get a lot of donations here too, and we have a lot of stuff in storage that we will never, ever play.
So donating to a radio station is kind of repetitive.
Yeah, we've gotten to the point here where we don't accept donations anymore.
You might
because
say-
either people are giving us, people are either giving us the same stuff we already have,
So do you donate them, or do you have the library,
or just music that we're not probably going to play. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. Okay, I don't know how we're going to do the little handoff here, but you guys need to now meet with either Keith or Bernie.
How do you do the handoff?
Michelle.
Hey, Robert?
Yeah.
When you're done, I'll take over.
Okay. All right, Keith will take this crew.
Okay.
And
So all the
maybe I'll take yours.
Robert is talking to Bernie, I'm sorry. This is one. Where's the third?
Is this Tanya's group? I don't know. I thought you had the third group.
It's somewhere.
Okay.
There's someone over here.
Why don't you find
Tom's.
them? There must be a fuss.
It could be waiting. We someone needed space.
Watch your step.
All right. We may overlap certain things, but that's okay. Redundancy is good. The station. Oh,
Nice.
who has ever been to a radio station before? Everybody. I mean, I'm not talking this radio
We've
station.
gone to KRDO before. We have visited KRDO.
Oh, where's that?
I didn't drive there.
Here, listen. Oh, he's gonna be talking to the.
I didn't drive there.
Do you drive there?
No, I did not. We went as a group.
No,
But do you remember where it was?
We just
Did you?
did. I don't know if it was KRDO. I think it was the 98.1.
KCME.
This is KCME.
Oh, what's the K? The
KRCC?
I don't know.
No,
Okay.
they play,
It was an alternative station,
Oh,
but yeah,
that's interesting.
not my cup of
They
tea.
hear like
but
rock
I
and
kind of
roll.
learned about reggae.
What kind of music is that?
Not the screaming kind. Yeah.
I
screaming
understand.
kind.
Heavy metal.
Wake up!
Oh, you mean like
Yes, the screaming kind.
Yes.
like that?
Screaming kind. Where's your hands in the air?
Neither do I like Led Zeppelin, but that's about my limit.
Classic rock.
Sometimes you gotta have some gentle sounds with your hard rock, you know.
But it
That
wasn't
stuff is-
KRDO?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to think what KRDO is as far as
I
a
think
format.
that's a news station.
But KRDO's been around a long time. It's a
They
TV
do
station
music too.
So.
It's a radio
There
and
are so many
TV
different
station. My mom used to work for them.
Oh,
have a
okay.
lot.
So you guys are telling me that all of you have been to a radio station before?
Yeah.
I mean,
So this is not your first rodeo?
no,
Okay.
but
Okay.
this is pretty cool.
Well, I'm glad.
This is
I'm
the
glad you're
first
impressed.
jazz radio.
I've been around a lot of it.
Really?
Plus, my uncle does the Christian radio station in Arizona.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're no stranger to
Mm-mm.
radio.
Well,
Okay.
we're changing this one. Though. This is nice.
Oh, this one, yeah.
Well, we've been in this. I think I've said we've been in this building for 32 years. The classical station. Go ahead.
How
Yeah.
many hours a week do you specifically work?
Too many.
Well, yeah.
On the air, you mean?
Like you're here,
Oh, I'm full time. I work.
so 40 hours a week
At least.
at least.
I work from home. I start the day by working from home. Then
Oh.
I come into the office about 9 or so,
Why?
and then because I have to be here physically because there's always something that needs to be fixed. Someone's having a problem.
Well, you're the
with
maintenance
something.
too.
Yeah,
You do
maintenance.
everything.
And
You have so many
what's that
different
saying?
hats,
Chief
so-
cook and bottle washer. I do an air shift. I do an interview show. I interview people. I make sure that the infrastructure is functional. Like
Thank you.
all the equipment is functioning. We have a lot of computers. We have a lot of electronic stuff. You know, and all that stuff gets old. It all gets old and it wears out. And we've been replacing stuff recently.
Have to on rotation.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Everything has to be on updating process. Like on the ways to be updated. So new thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What's your name again?
Michelle.
Michelle. Sorry, I have very bad memory.
And so do I. I don't know your name.
Keith. Nice to meet you.
Just think of Urban, Keith Urban.
Yeah, that's how it's like.
Well, I was going to ask
That's one way
you.
to remember.
How about you? Do you have a favorite kind of music that you like? You like country?
I kind of figured.
Anyone else like country? You like
My
country?
fiance does.
I'm sorry, what?
My fiance does.
Her fiance does.
Okay.
I kind of do.
Yeah.
My Lily did not.
lunch?
No, I told him I
Okay.
wanted lunch. That I needed a lunch.
Who is that on the wall?
That is Bach. That's Johann Sebastian Bach. It's German, so you say Bach. Bach.
Whoa. With the finger.
And he lived from 1685 to 1750. And he is probably one of the greatest classical composers ever.
Yes.
The thing about Bach is during his lifetime, he wasn't that popular.
Yeah.
And then when he died,
It's only like, well, wait a
he
minute.
fell into obscurity.
Oh, what?
But his popularity revived in the early 18th century.
Why?
I don't know. You need to find out and tell me.
Okay.
Okay. But
Good.
no,
Maybe
that's a painting someone donated, and that's my office, by the
Oh, they
way.
donated yours. Okay.
I share
That's
this.
your fault.
This is my office, half right here,
In the back there.
and yeah, and Bernie, the jazz program director, has.
Do you have any composers up on your wall?
No,
Just that.
that's just that one, just that.
And
one.
that's not even your own space.
Yeah, and so this is where I do all my work, and of course I have an office at home where I work too, and I remote in. So, but I'd love to work from home all the time, but physically I have to be here because sometimes something doesn't work, and I have to walk in there and go.
Your
"Okay,
IT.
Let's reboot the computer.
It's the first.
I'm an announcer. I do the like I said, I do the interviews. We have engineers in IT, by the way, but
How many people are you working with?
tens of people.
At least 20.
Normally
on a good day.
46,000. I think 46,000.
It's pretty scary.
It can be.
Intimidating.
If I think about how many people are actually listening. Let me show you the studio in here.
Thank you.
This is our KCME studio. This is the main studio.
Don't lift my arm up my back.
And can someone close the door? Oh, you too.
Get in here.
Come on in. Did you want to come in?
Too many people.
This is the main studio for the classical station. Oh yeah. That's our website, and that's the phone number people call when they want to give us money, because we're a nonprofit organization, we're a public station, and we have fundraisers at least twice a year. Well, you're a nonprofit too, so
We're no strangers to fundraisers.
you know exactly.
I've actually been on the radio,
Oh really? Where?
asking for money.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
We do that exactly.
I'm sure you know John Carroll. He used to be a big newscaster.
Oh,
I've been on the
yes.
radio with him 3 times in the past.
Really? What station?
Oh, it was a country station.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it was 96.9.
You're not are you a country person?
I don't
Well, okay, what's your favorite kind of music? What do you-
So I will listen to 98.1, or I will listen to your station.
What's that? What's 98.1?
Hmm?
What's
98.1
98.1?
is classic rock.
It's classic rock. So, any favorite, like Zeppelin or 70s or 80s?
AC/DC, Metallica.
Who did you dress up as for Halloween?
I dressed up as Bon Scott. Well, that wasn't Halloween. That was
That was the party.
The music
Okay.
pattern.
Okay, okay, that sounds cool. No,
She
I
was
like.
all-
So everything written after like 1982, I don't really like it.
Okay, so do you like the Police? Like NXS?
Heck,
I've got all
yes.
those. I have all that. I have I like Pink Floyd. I have
Oh, yeah.
like late 60s, early 70s classic rock. I have all that. I have all of my LPs that I ever bought in my lifetime still at my house. Vinyls, I guess they call them today. I say
Keep your
LPs.
LPs.
I was saying LPs, and people are going, "What are you talking about?" I was like,
Yeah,
"No,
what
it's
is that?"
vinyl. They call them
Oh.
vinyls."
Vinyl.
So,
You mind if this smaller group joins in here?
yeah, come on
Oh
in.
God.
Hey,
Let's pack it in. Come on.
pack it. You like sardines?
This is our system, which we call Next Gen. Now, back in the
Society's gonna
day,
laugh at
and
her.
Nathaniel knows all about this. Back in the day, I started in radio in 1984, I think. That's a long time ago. Well, yeah, because someone in there is recording, so
To the door behind you?
there we go. Perfect.
Thank you.
We had everything was on audio tape. We had turntables with records. We had reel-to-reel tapes and things like that. But now everything is on. Everything is on. We have a big hard drive in the back room, which is like that big, and it holds all of the audio that both stations have. So, and we can access it through our Next Gen system. So, this is Next Gen. Hey, let me do this. There, look. Okay, okay.
Do you want to stand here? You stay with Tom.
So what I'm doing, when you folks showed up, what I was doing is I was recording my Tuesday afternoon shift. I'm on 4 to 6 on weekdays. So what I was doing is all of the audio we have is accessible through this. And this is me, this is my shift. Each one of these is an audio file. And what I did is I recorded the introduction to this piece of music, which is Gustav Mahler. Now what I'm going to do, here, let me show you. We have sliders here. We have 4 different microphones, which this is the one we use the most, obviously. Off and on, off and on. We have 2 CD players here, and we have 3 for our Next Gen system. And this is for me to access the internet and take some notes and sound like I know what I'm talking about.
But this is so you can adjust the sound of the music?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, actually,
It's a cool circuit board.
this is
Uncle
for
uses the
this is
same
for the
thing.
microphone. And what's your shirt say? Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Night. What does that say? Night to shine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Tell you what, I'm trying. Look, see, when I'm speaking to the microphone, look at those levels popping up right there. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to record. Let me start this up. After this piece of music is over, I'm playing the end of this piece, this symphony by Gustav Mahler. I'm going to, we call it back announce, which means I'm going to say, this is what you just heard. And I'll say, I'm Keith Simon, hello. Well, let's see. Let me see what I say. Who knows what I'll say?
You actually recording? I can't hear you talking, right?
Yeah, as soon as I turn the mic on, that speaker will go off. Here we go. Music by Gustav Mahler, the Andante Moderato movement from his Symphony No. 6 in A minor, Herbert von Karajan conducting the Berlin Philharmonic. And in just a few moments, we travel back to the Renaissance with music by Nicola Matthias, this set of airs in E major. And my phone went off and ruined it, but I'm going to save it
Well,
anyway.
you're the one.
It wasn't our phone.
No, it's my phone. My phone. So, anyway, that's how I record my breaks, and when you're listening to me and you hear my voice, that's usually that. Now, when we do fundraising, which is, we just wrapped up in April, our spring fundraiser, which was like 10 days long. We go live in the studio here. So, that's usually about the only time we're live these days, because the logistics of our studio time, we can come in at any time and record our shifts at any time of the day or night. If we're live, we just don't have enough studio space and time to accommodate everyone. So, has anyone ever sat behind a control board at a radio station?
No.
No.
Me.
Who ever wanted to be a disc jockey?
I wanted to be, but that's too hard.
It's too hard?
Yeah, for me to
You
get
gotta
out.
go
It's
to
not
sleep
as hard
at
as you
halftime.
think it is.
I didn't know though, you know, on the radio.
I think you can learn. I mean, let me lower this. When I started out, I was 19 years old. In 1984, that's how old I am. But I was really bad. I'm getting kind of okay now, a little bit. But
Where's your phone?
I have, my grandmother recorded me on her cassette player when I was on the radio, and hopefully those are lost now. But yeah, it was pretty bad. But I'm just starting to get where I can listen to myself now.
But you decided to keep with it. I know I can't stand to hear the sound of my voice.
I don't think. How many people like to hear their
Well,
own voice?
you can't hear
Me.
your voice.
You
'cause
do?
Well,
you
when
hear,
you
You're the
hear your
exception.
voice
you hear
recorded,
it as, but you can't hear your own voice like when you're talking because the way you're
That's why I like YouTube.
But see,
I do
see,
YouTube
But no, you're
channel.
onto it. You're onto it. As I'm listening to myself, you resonate inside your head. So what you hear is different from what actually comes out.
Haha.
Is that what
and
you-
I hate hearing the sound of my voice. I'm like, oh,
You can't hear the sound of your voice. Haha.
but when I hear it recorded,
What kind of soundboard is
You sound
that?
amazing. Don't worry about it.
This is an Axia. This is actually a pretty old board. It dates from like 2006. Is quite large.
I knew it looked
The new ones-
familiar. My
the-
uncle
very
uses
The
it.
comforting.
new
Tiny.
versions are about half the size, and they do twice as much, which of course technology, just the way it is. But yeah, this is Axia, which is a brand name, and Next Gen is the system that we keep all the music on. Now Axia is the system which connects all the studios together and connects everything in the back room. Oh, I can show you the back room. That's where all the good
Nice.
stuff happens. That's where all the electronics are. That's
That's
the
the
cool
good
stuff.
stuff.
Does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Okay.
Do you got one?
Hmm?
Do you got one?
They
Does that work?
yeah, they work.
Yeah, they work.
They're just not recording.
When's
Tell you
when
what,
was your
why
last
don't you-
interview?
Why don't you speak into that microphone? Speak into the microphone. There you go. Look, see? See? I see you right here.
Yeah,
He can't see you.
the
You can't see him.
But you can see, I can see your levels bouncing up
It's
and
like
down.
going,
So,
Are they okay levels?
yeah.
As long as they're under the red.
KCME.
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 Got the music.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. I forgot about the back room. The engineering room is really cool. I can show you all the really mind-boggling
Yay.
stuff. So
What else you insist?
let's head on out the
Switch to
door
the wall,
here.
guys. Switch to the wall.
What does this say? Bear?
Yeah,
Is that your
it's my
nickname?
nickname.
Cool.
I've had that since I was a kid.
Show them back your jacket. Again.
Oh, the back of my jacket? This one?
I'm going to get to the head of the line here. Excuse me. Let me step through here. Oh, we're going this way. Here, let me step around you.
I can follow.
Follow him. You seen our music library? Come on back.
There's a lot of you, so I gotta stand
Come on.
up.
This is where all the cool stuff happens. And we have an air conditioner specifically for this room.
I'm Robert.
It gets hot right there.
Hi. Actually, since they just moved in there, have you seen the?
Because we had the air conditioner break a couple of years ago.
So get in there.
It got really hot here because of all the electronics putting off heat.
It's kind of pretty.
Don't close that on me.
So this is just don't touch anything.
I don't need to do that. Don't worry. I believe it.
Now the server I told you that has all the audio that we use for both stations. It's that one right there. See how big? Look, it goes way back there. It's a monster.
Yeah, it's like running wall.
Yeah.
Totally back
Yes. This is going to be we have a business server for the front office. These two computers handle next gen for the both stations. This is KCME and this is Jazz. We also have audio processors, so the sound that goes to the transmitter, is is. You got me off track. What was I saying? No, that goes to the transmitter.
Sound processor.
Yeah. Also audio processor. That's for KCME. And that's about a $15,000 unit. That's the final stage that goes up to here, that goes up to the antenna that's on top of our roof that points at Cheyenne Mountain. Sends the signal out. Yeah, that's it. This is the audio processor for the Jazz station. So it makes something, what we do sound a little bit better.
So do you broadcast from Cheyenne Mountain or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the transmitter's at Cheyenne Mountain.
So how far do you reach this station?
We can get up to Denver. We can get down, I have heard us as far south as the New Mexico border.
Wow.
On certain days. That's the thing about
It
an
does
FM.
depend on weather.
Yeah, that's the thing about an FM signal is. There you go. Yeah, careful what's behind you too. Oh, yeah. That'll take us off the air.
Don't shut anything off.
Oh, I ain't touching nothing.
What did I say? No, it depends on the weather condition because an FM signal is line of sight. It's a straight shot. So, depending on the terrain, depending on the weather,
Airplanes?
depending on the time of year, not so much airplanes.
Okay.
You could pick us up in North New Mexico if you have the right antenna and then the right
What about
conditions.
smoke? Would that distort it?
No, I find that when it's windy, and I know the wind doesn't affect it, but the atmospheric conditions that make it windy affect the signal and make it worse.
Affect the radio waves.
Absolutely. So we also have translators, which are transmitters in remote locations like Salida, also Breckenridge, and we have one down in Canyon City. We also have one, where else do we have it? No, actually that's it. We used to have Victor, but we don't have Victor anymore because nobody was listening. There's no one in Victor anywhere, so.
To be fair, they don't matter, whatever.
It doesn't matter. I'm kidding.
Castle Rock?
People can hear us on 88.7 in Castle Rock, our main transmitter, because we definitely get up all the way to Denver.
Wow.
So yeah, that's
chords.
pretty much. And we have we have a big generator. Actually, I'll take you outside and I can show you the generator we have.
Oh, cool.
So these are little battery units. They call them UPS for uninterrupted power supply. Say, for example, if the power went down, boom. The entire block is dark. It takes 10 seconds for that generator outside to kick on. So in those 10 seconds we're without power, these battery packs keep everything running until that external generator
And
pops
do they
on.
recharge too?
Yes, they're supposed to recharge.
Well, see what happens.
They're full of they look like little car batteries. So every few years we've got to replace those batteries.
Will
So-
those monitors are still useful, or are they trapped?
No, they're just,
Replacements?
actually,
Extras.
I think I need to recycle those. They're not
It
too,
looks like my son's one.
they're old.
There's
Yeah,
collections.
yeah. And we have some equipment that we actually probably should get rid of.
I've done that.
And we have a lot of stuff in storage too. So, so anyway, that's it.
All right.
So-
Yeah, that's cool.
If you would like to go outside, we can take a look at the. What's
Oh,
that?
let's go out. Is that the door we use?
No, it's boarded
Oh,
up.
no, that's
Oh, you like outside?
Go ahead, you guys.
I have confused. You know? No faces.
Actually, I'm looking at the wall and stuff.
Put you over here.
yeah.
And this would be the engineer.
Did you guys get kicked out? That's
Nope.
awesome.
Well, that thing's awesome. So many wires.
Oh, well, yeah. That's the part. So, yes, music librarian.
I was catching up. Where they didn't leave us. Well, I'd rather be stranded in here with you anyways.
We'll be busy for like years.
The soundboards are pretty cool. That's why I asked to see which one it was. My uncle had one in his area. Excuse me. I'm trying to.
Turn around here and look at the roof. See that big gold thing that's disc shaped? See that right up there? Yeah. That's pointed at Cheyenne Mountain. And we have a microwave signal that is generated in that back room, gets up there, and it goes directly to a receiver on Cheyenne Mountain at our transmitter.
Nice.
Transmits our signal out. So that's it. That's our main link. We have an internet link as backup just in case, I don't know, the wind blows that over, but absolutely. Absolutely. Now that's for the classical station. Let's come around the side here.
Oh, hold on.
Our jazz transmitter's up at Gardner Rock Lane, which is behind Bear Creek Park. It's a different location, but a lot cheaper. And that
Okay,
dish
hold
up
on.
there, you see on that antenna, that's what gets the signal out to Gardner Rock Lane. And that antenna on top is what we monitor our signal with. So that's a pretty simple setup. We have a generator over here behind that fence, which is about this monster, it's the size of a small vehicle. So when the power goes out, the generator kicks on and powers the building as long as we need it.
So,
It's on natural gas.
where are you going?
So,
No, where are you going?
I can't see past this truck.
Me neither.
Please chill.
Yes, I have tags for everybody.
you have different names.
These are the ones I'm responsible for.
Oh.
I'm responsible for these people. If I lose
That's a
them,
crazy
I have
antenna.
You have to be curious. I'm sorry.
Yes, if I lose them, these represent people.
Okay. So you don't want to lose this.
Yeah, I don't want to lose the people either.
I
Okay.
mean, you don't want to lose me. I'll chase you home.
So
I won't lose you. I don't think I could.
I'm not getting lost. She
so
can't lose
when,
me. She's
so when
like,
that
she
thing
did.
kicks off, you can hear it. It's loud, and it's got like a muffler on it. It's a car engine.
It's so loud. You'll hear
and
me.
it powers the whole building. So I've had times when the power has gone out, the entire block is dark for like a couple of days at a time, and we're the only building with lights because of that backup generator. So it's definitely coming in handy. Is he okay? Oh, you're watching. I'm sorry. Okay.
He's alright.
All right. And
Don't go too far, hon.
Don't worry. So
that's pretty much it. If you guys want to come back in.
That's great.
We've got enough stuff.
Gotcha stuff. Nice old house.
You done, baby. Good.
Keep it kind, baby.
Keep it kind all the time. Well, lion, that's cool.
Yeah.
Lion. One of the music that's here. What's the symbol called? What's the symbol called?
It's called a treble clef.
A treble. Okay, treble though, but I don't know if that's right.
Treble. Treble.
Yeah.
Treble.
Yeah, I thought it was treble though. I was like, wait a minute, I don't know, you're wrong. I want to say that.
Right. Treble.
Treble. Okay.
So, yeah.
What does treble sound like?
So,
Not in.
it doesn't necessarily have a sound. It's saying, harmony because it's either going to be, is it called a C clef? Like a bass clef?
What does it sound like?
I think it's bass
It
clef.
has a sound. It's just identifying how music should be played.
How should we play?
Usually it's at the beginning of a thing.
It's saying higher pitched. So your other one would be C clef. So this is going to be low pitch. So this, if it was like, where's the pitch?
Should we pitch? Should zero here with lines. So where you put it on the
So
one.
that's just this clef.
And the treble can be higher. See right there, it's higher.
A sign on the staff indicating that C is the note on the third line. So it's going to be playing an alto or tenor.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but you see this here looking at?
Yeah.
So that would be saying that it's low. That means.
What bass is treble? No, what is treble?
See? Bass. Alto. Treble.
Oh,
So this is like normal. So when alto is harmony
it's like bass.
and bass.
We need bass.
We need bass.
What is bass?
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is it
I never saw that in this.
Seriously. I'm stepping out over here. Can't deal with this shit. Too fucking crowded.
Yeah. You can hang out here with me. Does Tanya know you're out here?
I told her I was coming out.
Oh, okay.
I can't stand being that crowded inside a little area. Beautiful mountain scenery. We have a grove. Oh, that cloud looks like a heart. And that other cloud looks like 0. The one next to it, the little ghosty cloud thing from Nightmare Before Christmas.
You guys brought me and then you brought me back to me.
Well, I can quick show you the jazz station.
Thank you.
I don't know how that happened.
Have a good weekend. It's beautiful outside.
My group can stand back over here.
Come on,
The other group come through.
Let's do this quickly. Oh, you are? All right. 2 groups for you. But come on back. I'm sorry you guys didn't see the jazz studio.
There you go.
Ernie will show you the jazz studio.
Oh, nice.
Come on in. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. You can borrow it.
So much jazz music.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
back up.
you guys saw the huge classical library in the next room, and of course they have so much music because they've been on the air for 40 years. We've been on the air for just 6 years, so this is our part of our jazz library. It's not quite as expansive just because we haven't been around as long.
You got time.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're building it.
More of a time.
Yeah, but the reason this is only part of our library is also because nowadays a lot of music comes to us digitally already. Fewer and fewer people are printing hard copy CDs like this. So it's kind of half and half. Sometimes we get a CD, sometimes we just get computer files that we put into our database.
Do you take donations or do you get a lot
I'm sorry,
of,
say that again?
Do you get a lot of donations? Do you take donations?
We do take donations, although these days it's hard for someone to come up with some music that we don't already have, because we do have a lot of stuff. We have 20,000 different songs in the jazz library.
Do you have a list on the website of what ones you still need?
We don't have a list of things that we still need, but
Or things you could use, things we don't have yet.
yeah.
That you accept.
Usually what we do is if someone wants to make a donation, we'll ask them to send us a list of what they have, and then I'll review that and see if there's something there that we want.
Why?
Yeah. This is for our fundraising. When we do live on the air fundraising, we hang this up in here to remind us to ask why we're here and why should people donate to the station.
It's motivational.
Yeah, it's motivational, and one of the reasons to give too is that we're non-commercial. So when you turn on the radio and you hear pop music or rock music, those are almost universally commercial radio stations. So the way that they make money and remain profitable, yes, is selling commercials and advertising. We don't play commercials on our station. We do play little blurbs that support other organizations, other artists in town. So we might come on and let you know about a concert that's happening, or tell you about a new art gallery opening or something, cultural stuff that's happening here in our community. But we don't play commercials for products or goods or services.
You guys the same phone number there as in the other recording?
Yeah, we do, because since we share the building and share the space,
Same phones.
yeah, we also share the same phones. So yeah. So that's a little background about our station. Do you guys have any questions about jazz music specifically, or? Yeah.
I heard you used to dance to jazz.
Yeah, jazz. That's great because jazz first formulated as dance music over 100 years ago. Jazz, sort of the early beginnings of jazz, kind of started coming together at the end of the 19th century, the late 1800s, and the early 1900s, and largely as dance music. And for the first 30 or 40 years of its life, most jazz music was popular music and was popular dance music by folks like Benny Goodman. Have you guys heard of Benny Goodman? A couple of us? Yeah? Have you heard any music by Benny Goodman?
Not yet.
No? Let's pull something up here. I bet you guys might have heard of this.
Thank you. I might not know
We
the
probably
name.
have heard it, they just don't know the name.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh wait, not that one. We want. I can play a little music for you here.
Cute.
So here's a little taste of Benny Goodman.
Oh, I've heard this one.
You guys heard this before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, this is amazing.
Yeah. Very famous song by the Benny Goodman Band. And a great dance piece, right? It's fun to dance to.
Casablanca has it.
He's a jazz hand.
Totally.
Who owns this song right now?
That one is called Sing, Sing, Sing.
Who owns it right now?
Who owns it? I'm not sure I understand your question.
Could I just take it and use it on a commercial?
Oh, yeah, you're asking about like royalties.
Yeah, who owns it?
That's a good question. I'm not sure who owns it. My guess would be that it's probably still protected by the Benny Goodman estate. So,
But
Makes
this,
sense.
when record labels make a recording, they own it. That's just a random
well,
musical question, but
yeah, it works so. The waters are very murky and very complicated. I think that's probably more true in the sphere of rock and popular music, and I think that's a paradigm that has really emerged over the last 60 or 70 years. So since the 1950s and 60s was when record labels really started working very hard to take ownership of the music they recorded. Before that, there were a lot of different paradigms and instances. Sometimes the label might take ownership. Sometimes the artist was able to work it out where they had ownership. Sometimes, even though the artist performed it and the record label recorded it, it was the composer who was able to take ownership. All to say, it's very complex, and I'm not sure who would own any particular piece prior to, say, 1960.
well, even classical music, I don't know. I think it's so far gone you can't own it.
In classical music, it's kind of a different landscape because the music itself was composed, written, produced more than 100 years ago in most cases, and at that point, it's beyond the statute of limitations. But then you have the questions of, am I using the piece or am I using this specific recording? And if you're using the piece, Beethoven's Fifth, sure, there are no rights restrictions on that. But if you want to use this particular recording, recorded in 1989 by this symphony orchestra, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, there might still be copyright attached to that.
Specific orchestra.
Yeah.
Does it say 152 Americans can't be wrong? Because 152 people is not that many people.
So yeah, that's a little joke from
pretty...
the Simpsons.
I was like, wait a minute.
Do you know the Simpsons?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little tongue-in-cheek joke.
This isn't a Colorado station. It's a country station, or I mean a country white station. Like how could Simpsons?
Jazz.
What they're poking fun at there is sort of the dying popularity of jazz music.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's true that jazz today is not as popular as it was 80 or 100 years ago.
Nothing 100 years ago is as popular, except for like I guess video games.
Yeah. Well, people's tastes and everything change, right?
Oh, well, different generations.
Yeah, and so in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, jazz music was like pop music. So the Benny Goodman Orchestra was the same as like Beyonce or Taylor Swift today. They were hugely popular back then. And since then we've had many musical evolutions, and so there's different tastes today. Jazz is not as universally popular as it once was, but still very relevant, because the people who continue to make your favorite popular music, the people who play in Taylor Swift's band, the people who play in Beyonce's band when she's touring, those people know and understand how to make music in the same way that jazz musicians do.
They're all trained with the same stuff.
Exactly. They're trained the same way, they studied the same music. You go hear Beyonce and whoever's, in fact, one of the artists that we play on the station, she's an incredible saxophonist, a woman who grew up in Denver, Colorado, and she's played in Beyonce's touring band, and of course she is a jazz musician and has studied Charlie Parker and John Coltrane and all those great saxophonists. So, and now she teaches at the Berklee College, which is one of the best jazz schools in America. Yeah.
Yeah, my son had a scholarship to study in New Orleans. And
Wow.
But then he blew his Elvis nerve.
Oh my gosh.
Right there.
Yeah.
He can't play anymore.
Oh no.
He blew it during a competition.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he was excited.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
Boy, that's tough. But yeah, New Orleans. Has anyone been to New Orleans? A couple of us? Yeah. A lot of people recognize that as the birthplace of jazz. It's of course where Louis
Bourbon
Armstrong is
Street.
from, but jazz was being developed there even before Louis Armstrong was even born. So.
Well, you had voice training?
Have I had voice training? Of sorts. I'm a musician myself and was a music student in school, and so part of my training when I was in school was I did take voice lessons.
Your voice is very nice.
Oh, thank you.
It's a
jazz
radio
station.
voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
radio voice, exactly.
A lot of people have told me that throughout my life. Yeah.
We're going to have to wrap it up, unfortunately, and get to lunch.
Sure. Well, I don't want to keep you guys from lunch.
Well,
So,
you know how important that is.
it's very important. Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you guys for coming along to check out the station and hear from us at Jazz 93.5.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have like bumper stickers or Jazz 93.5?
We do.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let's walk up front. We'll ask where they have those stored away here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I want the jazz one because all my thing. Which one jazz? But this is back like from the 90s, the 80s.
Yeah.
All these CDs.
Yep.
But you must have done so. What's your name?
I'm Bernie. Yep.
Oh,
So
you the
I'm on the air every morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome, right?
Let's see. Oh, perfect. Here you go, right here, guys.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's the old one. These are the new ones.
Cool.
Yeah, if you
Thank you
guys
so
wanna.
much.
Oh, thank you.
In
Yeah,
a moment. That's right. There's
Awesome.
2017. Oh,
that's our tagline there.
very retro.
Yep.
It's 2017.
That's when we started broadcasting in
Oh,
2017. That's our
why.
first year. Yep.
Oh my gosh, well, congratulations, you come forward.
Yeah. Yep. Just past our 6-year mark. So. Yeah. Thank you guys
You
for
weren't wrong,
coming
you have a
in.
good voice. Radio voice.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys.
No, FMD.